If you're considering moving to Idaho right now, maybe you're asking yourself why Southern Idaho is the most populated, what is making so many people choose Southern Idaho. Well, today we're gonna be covering that. We're gonna be talking about what Southern Idaho has to offer for those of you that are considering moving this way. So make sure you guys stay tuned and let's dive into the content. All right guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Living in Boise. If you haven't already, make sure you guys press the subscribe button, turn on notifications because we drop tons and tons of value and videos just like this on a weekly basis. So now let's dive into what we're gonna be talking about today. All right guys, so today we're gonna be talking about living in Southern Idaho. Now more specifically, we're gonna be talking about Southwest Idaho, right? So we're gonna be talking about Boise, we're gonna be talking about surrounding cities. We're gonna be talking about what may relate to you as far as what you're looking for when moving to Idaho. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into our first topic today. So our first topic is gonna be talking about just the location, what is in the location, right? So when we're talking Southwest Idaho, we're gonna be talking about Boise. So Boise is the capital and it is the most populated city within Southern Idaho, actually in the entire state of Idaho, and for many reasons. You have a lot of different things from Boise State University, from some of the most beautiful outdoor areas that you can come and venture off to. You have some amazing, beautiful homes, from charming small homes to luxury homes. Check out some of these magnificent homes in the Southern Idaho area. You have just a good spread of everything, but the most important thing for a lot of people and why they're moving to Idaho is that they're finding a lot of the good that they don't have in their states, or maybe that their states have gone away from. For example, the most people coming to Idaho right now are actually relocating from California, and then we have Washington and Oregon and New York and Texas. So a lot of people are picking Idaho as their forever home for valid reasons. And it's, like I said, Idaho has a lot of the good. Now, the number one reason outside of that is going to be outdoor recreation. And when I talk about outdoor recreation, we're talking about going snowboarding, we're talking about going skiing, we're talking about going fishing or walking the greenbelt or bike riding on the greenbelt. And there's just so much, whether it's the hot springs or whatever the case may be, as far as outdoor recreational activities, there's just so much to do here and people absolutely love it. And I always say this in every video when I talk about outdoor recreation, if there's anything that you can't do in the outdoor recreation side of things, please tell me, because I'm pretty sure Idaho is the state where you can do it literally all. So with that being said, I'm still waiting for someone to prove me wrong. Now, Idaho doesn't only have cities, it does have rural areas and even areas where you are pretty much completely off the map, right? Which a lot of people really want to get away, or maybe they just don't like traffic, which, speaking of traffic, Idaho has some of the lowest commute times across the nation. You're looking at an average of about 27.5 minutes, which is below the national average. So you don't have to worry about trying to make it on time or trying to drive through traffic and just hope to God you make your appointment and don't miss it, or miss a job interview, or whatever the case may be. You don't have to worry about things like that. Around that 7:30 to 8:30 morning get to work travel, and then the 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. traffic is a real thing. Now that's pretty common out here in at least the Boise, Meridian, Nampa, Star, and even Eagle ways. So there is a lot of traffic around those times. So if you do have to travel somewhere or you're not traveling for work, I would try to make sure you guys mitigate a little bit, or try to plan ahead for those time frames specifically, because that is typically when we see the most traffic. And now when I say there's a lot of traffic congestion, don't think that I'm talking about California where you're gonna be sitting in the car for an extra hour hoping to make it home within the next 3. I'm more so talking about your trip may get delayed anywhere between 5 to maybe 15 minutes tops as far as commute time. Now, another huge reason why so many people are relocating to Southern Idaho is because cost of living is a lot cheaper, or Idaho in general's cost of living is a lot cheaper than across the nation. So when you're talking about gas or groceries or property taxes and income taxes, when it comes to those things, it almost feels like you're stealing because you have so much more money left over, whereas a lot of other states tend to charge more for property taxes and income taxes. So it's just a win-win situation for a lot of people moving here. And just speaking of housing a little bit, I do want to make sure I mention that I am a licensed real estate agent here in the state of Idaho, and I would love to help you guys. So this is my personal cell phone number and my personal email. Make sure you guys reach out. I am the one that answers all calls and text messages, so don't hesitate to reach out. And I love helping a lot of you guys. We actually just got off the phone before we started recording this from someone that's actually relocating from Texas to Idaho. So it's awesome to help you guys. Let's continue to do it. Back to the content. So with that being said, cost of living is just a huge plus for a lot of people relocating, just because some states are just getting way too expensive or charging too much. And now I do want to say Boise is a little pricey. Boise and Eagle are kind of more of those pricier areas to live. So a lot of people tend to live more in the surrounding areas from Nampa or Meridian or even Kuna. Mountain Home is a big plus right now. A lot of people love Mountain Home because it's only about 40 minutes away from Boise, so they can go enjoy work during the week and then they'll travel out to Boise during the weekends. So if you're looking for that, to where you're not too close to traffic, or maybe you're a little away but you're still in a nice small town, a lot of people like to move to the surrounding areas of Boise. All right guys, now this is going to be another fan favorite as far as what we talk about here, which is going to be entertainment. What is there to do in Boise and southern Idaho in general? And there's a lot, truthfully. You have zoos, you have a bunch of malls. For example, right now we're recording at the Village today, which is one of the biggest, most beautiful areas that you can go shop around, get ice cream, enjoy the movie theaters, whatever it may be. A lot of people really love the Village. A lot of people love Boise Town Mall, which is your typical mall with food areas, places to shop, and just go hang out with your friends and family. And then outside of shopping, I did talk a little bit about outdoor recreation. You do have the ability to go jet ski and ride boats, or if you enjoy the nightlife, Boise's downtown nightlife is actually not the biggest. However, it's just enough where you like to go enjoy some beer or some alcoholic beverages and hang out with your friends, or maybe you're more into the club scene. Those are all things that you can also do here in Boise and Meridian as well. Now with that being said, there is no entry fees for a lot of the clubs and bars here, thankfully, unless there's like a special event going on or a special holiday, whatever it may be. Sometimes there are entry fees, but 9 times out of 10 you can get away with no entry fee and entering that. Now there is also a Topgolf that they just opened up. Idaho just opened up their first Topgolf in Meridian, Idaho, which is awesome if you love to golf, or if you do love to golf, there's also a bunch of magnificent golf courses all around Idaho. You have some of the most amazing views on some of these golf courses of just the mountains, whether it's the foothills, whether you're traveling and hitting the Lakeview golf course or one of the golf courses up in Eagle, Idaho. There's just so many different things that you can do. There's just so many different spots that you can explore if you're a big, heavy golfer as well. Now, another thing you can do is also go enjoy Idaho Steelheads hockey game, which is one of the professional hockey teams here in the state of Idaho. And they actually have some amazing things that they do during the game. So if you haven't been to a hockey game, I would definitely check that out. Or you can go check out the Meridian Speedway, where they race cars and have a bunch of fun as far as the car scene. If you're into the car scene as well, they do also do a bunch of car shows. And just as far as what they do, there's just so much that I could cover in this video, but I don't want to go too deep into it or bore you guys with just that specifically. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the next subject. Now, another big reason why a lot of people move here is also the education. Idaho doesn't necessarily rank in the highest as far as education due to how much they spend per student. However, in the education side of things and sports, they are getting better and they are providing more value, and they are taking more and more steps to continue to grow their presence in the education and athletics as far as education goes. Now, one of the top school districts is located in southern Idaho, and it's due to multiple rewards. And if you do your research, they have been given multiple awards as far as their education and athletics, which is the West Ada County School District. So do your research on that. If you guys want a link or anything of that nature, make sure you guys comment below. I would be more than happy to provide that to you guys. So guys, there's going to be so much more to talk about, but we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you guys have any questions, make sure you contact my phone number. Here it is, once again, popping up on the screen, or my email, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you guys for tuning in on another episode, and make sure you guys reach out if you have any questions about relocating to the state of Idaho. See you guys on the next one.